Others with questions, and let's welcome Raz to the room. He's just come to join us. Who else has got some questions then? Anyone else? Yeah, Steve. Steve.
Hi, so I've switched to another device because my other machine was messing around. It's not really a question. I've applied for Wiltshire Police as a special constable, and I did my BST and SJT, sorry, BSQ and SJT today. And despite practicing it loads using your guides and videos and everything, I just thought I'd made a complete arse of it at the end of it. Does it always feel like that, or do you think I probably did?
Steve, you just said, well, I've just done National Sift today.
This afternoon.
This afternoon even, yeah. Well, does that resonate, what I've just said to Aaron? Does that resonate?
Yeah, absolutely. I found the BSQ part fine. Everything made sense. There was logic behind all the questions. I could see what they were trying to get at, and I followed your guidance, and that all seemed fine. But the SJT was just a nightmare because there were 15 questions on it, and on 13 of them, my first pass of it, I just put the same answer for all 5 questions. Their suggested answers were so close and really delicately, subtly different. Whereas, and I'm not criticizing yours, in your scenarios, there's some fairly obvious differences between the answers. These were all 5 options, all 4 options were just really subtle variations of exactly the same answer. So it was really hard to, it was surprisingly difficult, I found it anyway.
Well, we'll see. Let me know what the result was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But as long as you're putting yourself in a position of being the best version of your future constable self, and
which
taking some action,
so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and taking some action, which you may think, actually, I feel quite uncomfortable. If I had to do that, I'd feel quite uncomfortable. Well, great. Welcome to the police. At times you're going to have to do some uncomfortable things. If we talk about uncomfortable stuff, one of my Bluelight colleagues, Andrea, who, if any of you are on the webinars or the academy program, you'll get to meet her. She's had to arrest a colleague before. I've put one of my colleagues in prison. He deserved to be there. He told lies in court. He purged himself. He committed perjury. But sometimes you've got to step up and wear the big boy pants or the big girl pants, and so sometimes it might feel a bit uncomfortable, the answer you're giving, because it's not something you're used to. But the police service is looking for people who can take the sort of action that's needed to ensure that legitimacy recovers, because at the moment police legitimacy is not in a good place, and it's probably because of all the scandals that seem to be tipping out the police all the time: racism, sexism, murder, rapists. You name it, the police seem to be providing it. And I know people will say, well, it's only a small number. It's just a small number of bad apples. But the problem is if all the good apples in the barrel aren't actually challenging the behavior of the bad apple just gets worse and gets badder and badder. So that's what they're testing the water. They're testing the water to see if you're the sort of person who will step up to do the right thing. And I know there can be some real subtle variances there, but sometimes little words make all the difference, especially like we just used the example with Aaron. Actually, the legislation requires you to not just challenge the behavior, but challenge it, question it, report it. So subtle variations. But that's what will catch you out. And hopefully, if you followed my course there, Steve, you've done everything that you need to do, and you'll be walking away with a pass. I mean, 95% of everyone who's done my course walks away with a pass. And if you're watching this on the recording, you may be watching it at a time when there is no online course for you to access. So I'll give you a little sneak preview. All the online course only versions are going soon. They're all going soon. They're all going to be just part of the academy. We're just going to focus on the academy, which is a sort of intensive one-to-ones and webinars that we do. So watch this space, but very, very soon, within a week, maybe, all of the online options are going to go. So if you're watching this on the recording and thinking, great, fantastic, I'll do that course, and you'll look at the website and find it's gone. It just doesn't, it does exist, but only for academy members. So let me know how you get on, Steve. Let me know how you